Good morning. I'm Marlene, stitching by the lake, and it is a beautiful, sunny, muggy day in Arkansas. You can hardly breathe when you walk out that door. The humidity is so high. We're supposed to get some rain this afternoon. We've had a lot of rain in the last few days. It stormed, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, big storm. Thundering and lightning, and rained 5 inches in a day, daylight hours. The lake came up about a foot above our seawall. We are way back from the seawall, but it is flat. Our yard is flat all the way out to the seawall. And this house is far enough back that I don't typically worry. There was a big accident at one of the dams years ago, like in 1990, and this house did flood at that time, 52 inches in my living room. I did not live here at the time. But it's been rare in the 17 years that we've lived here that we have seen the water come above the seawall. One other time, it came about that much, and then a third time it came about 8 feet above the seawall, but that was back into the yard, about the middle of the yard. It didn't approach the house anywhere near, actually. It just got up to the top of, there's a concrete picnic table with benches out by the lake, and it got up over that. Anyway, we've had a lot of rain, and so it has remained muggy ever since then, and we've had showers every day, summer type showers, but not bad. Hot Springs unfortunately doesn't have a good drainage system, so the downtown area floods easily. I hate that. But anyway, that's enough about the weather. This has been a most unusual week at my house. Not a bad week, just unusual. We had a leak in our hot water heater, and day before yesterday morning I got up and there was no hot water. So we had the plumbers come, and we had to order a new hot water heater. That's not fun. Those are very expensive. We decided to order a tankless one, which we've never had. So if any of y'all have a tankless water heater, I sure would love to hear about your experiences to see what I'm in for. We did that because the closet where this hot water heater goes is very small, and it's very difficult to work in there. This is the second hot water heater we've had to get since we've lived here, and it's just hard for that to be put in place. So we also had a problem with the security system, still do. It's working, but, he told me, he came yesterday and he said security systems are like our cell phones. After a while, the technology gets beyond them and they have to be replaced. So they've ordered a new part for that, which will get me updated probably for the next 6 or 8 years. I had to have the bug man come. I had people like all day long. I had the plumber, I had the bug man, I had the security guy, I had a Walmart delivery coming that day, I had to go get a haircut that day. It was just one of those days and weeks where everything sort of piled on. I mean, we're isolated here, so it's unusual. I don't even get dressed some days, which is kind of nice, but anyway. And I've been trying to get a landscaper here. We've got a lot of work that needs to be done in the yard, and Jerry and I are just not able to do that anymore. So I've tried my third one, having problems getting someone to actually come. But I have a young man coming on Monday, so I'm excited about that, to get something done. What else is going on? I think that's it. Some of my children are going to come Saturday, and we're going to cook hamburgers and hot dogs and have banana splits. I'm hoping we're going to be able to sit on the deck. I do have a very large living room, and so we can get kind of apart from each other, but I would prefer that we were able to sit outside if that's possible. But we'll see. We may not be able to because of all the boat traffic, the noise. We've had so much boat traffic this year, way beyond what is normal for us. So it's very loud. So let's go talk about cross stitching, okay? First of all, I had a giveaway on the last video that I did. I didn't bring that pattern back in here with me. It was a Brenda Gervais pattern called Farmhouse Parade, Farmyard Parade, something like that. And I asked you to use the word farm, and I did use the random comment picker, and I don't have a way of showing that unless I show it on my phone, and it's not. Anyway, please trust me. The winner is Cherie DeYoung, or Cherry DeYoung. I don't know how that's pronounced. And she said they actually live in a farmhouse. So, Cherie, if you will email me, and I'll put my address in the box below, I will get that mailed off to you. And I have another pattern to give away, which I will do later on in the video. But I thought I would start. I've got one FFO and I think 2 FOs and a work in progress that I've worked on since I saw y'all last. I haven't gotten to stitch as much as normal. I did go over and spend 5 days, I think, with my brother. His wife was in the hospital, so I went to stay with him. Had a good visit, and he's doing well for those of you that have kept up with him. He's doing very well. He has a nice garden going, and he sent me home with a few tomatoes and some squash, and that was fun. I don't stitch while I'm at his house because he loves to watch old westerns, and he watches them all day long, and I don't do well with that noise and stitching. I started out trying, and I just frogged everything, and so I said, no, not going to do that anymore. I want to look at the first half of this year because today is July the 2nd, Thursday, July the 2nd. So June was the end of our first half of this year. I entered this year, 2020, with 18 whips. Now, one of those was archived. It was the Rosewood Manor. What is that? I don't know. The cottage one. Anyway, I archived it, put it out, and that left me with 17. I am going to stitch that one. I'm not ready to give up on it, but I'm going to come back to it. I finished 7 of those that I brought into this year with me, so that left me with 10 whips. Then this year, 2020, I started 47 things. Now that included 20 from Stitch Mania. That number includes that. But I have finished 31 of those, what did I say, 47 things. I finished 31 of those 47 things. So that means that including the 10 that I have left from before now, I have 26 current whips. My goal over the next 3 months is to finish at least 6. I think I can finish more than that because some of them are pretty close, but some of them are bigger. So I'm going to say I can finish at least 6 more. Gonna try. That's a good goal, don't you think? I think it is. Okay, I have one FFO. I showed you last time, and it was something I stitched for my son. It says, "You were born for such a time as this." He's a football coach. I told y'all that. And this is green because green is one of the colors that his team uses. I think it turned out really pretty. I went to Hobby Lobby and found this frame. It has something written on there. I don't remember what. But it was the right size, or it was as close to the right size as I could get. I brought it home and I got some green paint at Hobby Lobby, and I brought it home and I painted it, just spray painted it, so that I could leave just a touch of green showing on this outer portion here. Because this is for a male, and he is a very simple kind of guy. He doesn't like fancy fluttery kind of stuff. I did not put any trim on this at all. I'm hoping that this will hang in his office at the football field. That's my plan for it, but that might not be his plan for it because he doesn't even know he's getting it. I'm very pleased with the way that turned out, and I can hardly wait to give it to him. Although I don't know when I'm going to see him. They live about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours away from us, and he told me the last time they were here, which was Memorial Day, that he would not see me again for a while because he is in the public and working with kids every day. He's meeting with coaches every day. He's in the public a lot, and he wanted to safeguard Jerry and I and our health. And so we FaceTime with him. We talk to him on the phone, and that will have to be sufficient for now. And I feel blessed because I remember as a child that my mother and her mother, we lived in Arkansas and her mother lived in California, and they did not even get to talk on the phone because it was way too expensive. Mother wrote a letter one week and Grandma wrote a letter the next week, so Mother got news from her mother every 2 weeks. So I'm blessed. I feel very lucky. I do wish I could go up there. They're building a house and it's almost finished. He sends me pictures. But that's okay. I'll go when it's all done and I'll set up. And that'll be fun too. Okay, finishes. I have a couple of finishes to show you. Natalie from Vintage Stitch Niche, I believe that's correct, just showed this pattern on Facebook on her group. This is from Scattered Seed Samplers, and it's called Set Free. Tammy Black is the designer on this, and this was part of a club that she does. It included the threads and the fabric for the backing, and the directions on how to make this pin keep. It also has this little round, whatever that is, and a ribbon that goes right there. And this was one of my starts in Stitch Mania. And this is my finish. I'm sorry I didn't get this one ironed. I tried to iron everything else I'm going to show you, but this one didn't make it. And I actually, you know, I'm prone to leaving things out or adding things in, but this one I actually stitched exactly like she did it, except I changed the initials and put my initials in there. And I'm really, really pleased with it. I can't wait to finish this one because I think it's going to be so pretty. The colors are not bright, they're not, but they're just pretty. They're just soothing colors, I think. And it was an easy stitch. I don't remember what this fabric is. I know I told y'all when I started it. I want to say it's a 36 count, but it came in this kit. And it was stitched 1/2, which I love to do. I love stitching with one thread, and in fact I do it sometimes when I'm not supposed to, like on a 32 count or something. I do it anyway, just because I enjoy stitching it, so why not? I hope y'all could hear all that first part because I forgot to put my microphone on. It was laying right down here in front of me, so maybe that helped. I don't know. Let's see, what is this one? This is another Scattered Seed Sampler. It was another kit. And this one is called Little Berry Thief. And it's a strawberry. Let's see, can you see the colors in that? This picture is really dark on this side. But it's a sweet little pattern. It also came with the threads and the felt for the leaves and a 36 count fabric. And this one is also finished. And I believe I did this one exactly as charted as well, 1/2, with the threads that were included. I'm pretty sure that she uses all DMC threads. They all have numbers. This is how she charts it. It also came with this little strawberry that goes on the top. This is how Tammy charts these, and she puts in, and there's always plenty of thread. There's not a whole lot left over, but there's plenty to stitch one of these. This is, oh, I had 3 finishes. I forgot. This is Brenda Gervais, I Collect. There's what it looks like. Now, I don't have the buttons on yet, but the stitching is all done. I did decide to leave off the word collector down here. I didn't think I needed that. And this is the finish without the buttons yet. I'll put the buttons on when I get ready to fully finish this. I think all 3 of these were started during Mania. And then I had one whip that I worked on other than those. Now, today's July the 2nd. I didn't start. I worked on a Christmas whip last night. This is supposed to be Jolly July, and I will do Christmas. I have several Christmas whips that I will work on this month, but I also have a couple of patriotic ones that I plan to work on this month. Look at these threads. Don't you just love those? I think they're so pretty. Winter Rose Manor. That's what I'm working on. Love this pattern. I first saw it, I think, when Michelle Rudy Farm Girl stitched it. When I started on this one, let's see, what did I do? Oh, okay. I had all of it done except these flowers right here. This is what I stitched this time. All the rest of it was already done. Now, I've got a long way to go. But I'm anxious to get down to the house. I love stitching houses. This fabric, I don't know what this fabric is. Oh, yes, I do. No, I don't. Didn't write it down. Have no idea. I think it's 36 count. Can't remember, y'all. I'm pretty sure that I told you when, well, my little charm fell off. I had a charm on my thread thing, and it's a little goat, and I put it on there because the first time I saw this was Michelle Rudy's video. And that's all that I've worked on since the last time I saw y'all. So, I knew this wasn't going to be very long, but I thought I would show you. You know, I told you last time I had not been in the sewing room. I had not done any FFOs, and that one for my son is still the only one I've done. I don't know why I haven't been inspired to come in here and work. Well, I do know part of the reason was it was such a mess in here. This room becomes my junk room. You know, when I'm in the other part of the house and there's something I need to put away, but I don't know where I want to put it, it comes in here. And so it ends up piling up, and I have to come in periodically and get everything off of my sewing table. I have y'all sitting on top of my sewing machine. And this table is one of those great big ones with the fold out on it, and I love it. It's big enough to put a quilt on if I'm, want to quilt something. Not that I do that anymore, but anyway, it does provide a big, huge space for piling stuff up. So I did do that this week. I came in and worked 3 or 4 hours, and I also got a lot of fabric out. I still have tons of fabric left from my quilting days. So I was able to take four bags of fabric to the thrift shop yesterday. That was another thing that was on my list yesterday. So that was good. I felt better about that, and I'm going to move some things around from back here, which that's too involved to talk about. But anyway, I thought I would just show y'all all of the finished pieces that I have. Some from this year, some from last year. Excuse me. I need to move it a little closer. These are things that I have finished, and you've seen them. But I thought if I got them out and ironed them and laid them here and showed them to y'all, that maybe I would want to put them into FFOs. I'd get inspired and excited and rejuvenated. We'll see. I don't know. This is a pattern called Rise and Shine that Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail sent me. And I stitched this top one with the two roosters. This is by Scissor Tail Designs. And this is what it looks like. I had to put a little piece of fabric on the top to get this on my hook. It's cute. And I think it will become, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I can always make a pillow out of it, but I do have some wooden pieces that this could possibly fit on. And then this one I told y'all in full glory. This is a Blackbird Designs pattern. I started out and stitched this flag and this eagle, and I hated the fabric. Hated the fabric I was using. It was shredding my threads. I couldn't get a needle to do right to keep it from doing that. So I stopped. And this is where I stopped, and I'm gonna make that into a little pillow. And I restarted it on a different fabric that I liked a whole lot better. And this is how it turned out. And I really, really enjoyed it. You know, there's just no point in stitching something that you're not happy stitching, that you don't like. You thought you liked it when you started out, but then you didn't. Or you didn't like the fabric or whatever. You might as well just stop. You know, don't waste your time. Time is precious. It is precious. So let's don't use it in unwise ways, like stitching on fabric you hate. This one is from Plum Street Samplers. It's called Hello Summer. I left off the Hello Summer words, and I love stitching words, so don't ask me why I leave some of those things off. I just do. I didn't want it. You know, this, to me, I put my patriotic stuff out for Memorial Day, and I leave it out until Labor Day. So that goes into the fall. I don't want it to just say Hello Summer, although this does have a little watermelon on it, and that indicates summer to me. But that's another really pretty piece that I don't know how I'm going to finish. She shows it in a pillow, and that may be what I do. This one I'm going to frame. This is a series from Little House Needleworks. And this one this is the second one I've done. I did Land of the Free first, and it is framed. And when I did it, I bought 3 frames so that I could frame all 3 of them alike. This one is Home of the Brave. And this is my finish on it. These are not new patterns, y'all. These are pretty old. But I did just finish this one. And the third one is called Long May She Wave. These were kits. It has fabric and threads. So this will be my next one. This one I did in a stitch along. It's also a Blackbird Designs. It's going to be framed. I did change it and used the words at the bottom of this one are some that Ann Thompson at the Shepherd's Needle charted. And if you're interested in getting those, she'd be happy to send that to you. You can contact her at the shop. That's a very pretty one too. I love Blackbird designs. This is a Little House Needlework cocoa something, hot cocoa maybe, something like that. All of these that are Christmas, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to finish anytime soon. I will wait until closer to Christmas to work on those. This is a Latte Dye Pattern. I've made several of these already. I'm making these for gifts for family and friends. The one that I did this time is an N with a little red bird. Oh, and here, I used to do red work embroidery, and I had a bunch of these little animals. This little sheep is one that I did that I'm going to make into a pillow. I'm going to use this fabric for the back of that. It's brighter than this thread that I used here, but it does have the darker in it, so I think it'll be okay. This one, I don't remember. When I finished this and showed it to y'all, I told you who the pattern was, but I don't remember now. It's called Rudolph. This one I finished recently. It's from Jenny Hoffman Country Rustic Primitives, and it's called He Is Risen. This was a PDF download. I plan to frame this one. I think I do have a wooden board that it could go on, but right now I'm thinking frame. This is Robin on an Egg. Nicole from Buckeye Stitcher gave me this pattern. I shouldn't be showing you the front of that, but that's all I've got. It's a Bent Creek. I did not stitch the border on this one. I thought it was going to fit in an Altoids, on an Altoids tin. It didn't. So I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this one. I do have a small, like the cheese boards, I have a little small one shaped like that, and I think it might go on there. This bee I did last fall. This is from the Bee Cottage. I stitched 2 of these. One I did for my sister, and it's already fully finished and at her house. This one you saw recently, Judge Not, Plum Street. Again, I don't have a clue if I'm going to finish this one. I'm probably going to frame it, but that may have to get a special frame for that one, and I'm not shopping that. I'm not doing that kind of shopping. I did go in Hobby Lobby to get a birthday card. In and out, in and out. I don't remember what pattern this is, y'all. Not a clue. Not a clue. But I just did it recently. And it's pretty. It's sweet. And I don't know where the pattern is either. This is one of Brenda Gervais' word plays. The December one. Judy, my friend in Tulsa, gave me the pattern for this. This is one that was a PDF download, I think, that I did recently. And it says, have a heart that never hardens, a temper that never tires, a touch that never hurts. Several of these are about the same size. And I have a board that I think I'm going to put magnets on so I can switch things out, put them on there. This one was also a stitch along. Baby, It's Cold Outside from Heartstrings Samplery. It was in memory of Leanne from Lost in Floss, I think is the name of that. Another Christmas one that's going to have to wait a bit. This one is Elizabeth Jane, just finished recently from Blackbird Designs. I had 2 of these patterns and I gave one away as a giveaway on this channel. And this is what it looks like. Yeah, I have a few that need to be finished, y'all. This is a Beth Twist, In All Things Be Exceedingly Grateful. This was a free one given out at Market. if you're interested in getting this one, check with Ann Thompson at the Shepherd's Needle. She has it. And I did mine in red. Let's see. I've got that thread laying here. It's a Victorian Motto Sampler Red number 2 is the color that I used. I love her threads. Nancy dyes threads, and she does a lovely job. This is the bee from God Save the Queen. I did not do all of the rest of that pattern. I only did the center bee. It will be a pillow, I think, maybe a flat fold, but probably a pillow. I'm going to use this fabric. I think that'll work beautifully. This one I finished months ago. I'm using this fabric, which is what is called for on this pattern. And I did leave off, let's see, I left off something. Oh, this at the top, Finest. I left that off. This is on gingham, 28 count, can't remember the name of the color. It'll come to me. This is Stitching is My Heart's Desire, and it is by Hands On Design. It was, oh, here it is. I do have the pattern. There you go. Looks like that. And I stitched both of these. One of these weeks, I'm going to come in here and spend the whole week doing FFOs. Do y'all believe that? I have the cereal bow collection from Plum Street. And let's see, I have 3 of these. Yes, 3 of these. And I did this one, Make Use of Present Time. Get closer. And it looks like this. Somewhere in this tree I made a big, huge mistake, and so I just faked it the rest of the way. I just freehand stitched it. And it looks fine to me. There are 2 others in this collection. Ever Faithful, Ever Kind, Firm and Generous, Be Thy Mind. These come with the fabric and the threads. And this one is The Daily Labors of the Bee, Awake My Soul in Industry. And last but not least, in my pile to be FFO'd is from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher Magazine, May of 2015. And it is, let's see, I thought I had it, my place marked, and I lost my place. Oh, this is the one that I showed you a while ago that I said I didn't have a clue where it came from. There it is. It was, geez, y'all, a bird needle book by Nikki's Creations. But there's also another one in here that I stitched, and it is from Kaniki's. Let's see. Unless I put the wrong book in here. I don't know. Not going to go searching for that one. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. There it is. And it's kind of hard to see unless you're right in front of it. But it's a sweet little snowman head with the tree coming out of it. And I'm going to make a pillow and back it with this fabric. Isn't that pretty? Be perfect. All right, that's all the FFOs. Let me get this pattern that I'm going to give away. Y'all excuse me for just a minute. When I started doing these giveaways, I told y'all, and I'll remind you, these are the ones that I have 2 of. This one is a Brenda Gervais, and it's called Quaker Sewing Tray. There. Let's see if you can see that. Really pretty. Really, really pretty pattern. I've not started this one yet, but I do have one in there in my kitted up stuff. So I'm going to give away this pattern on my next video. And let's see. This one has a red house on it. So if you will use the word house, you can tell me you love red houses. You can tell me I live in a yellow house. Anything that uses the word house. And I will draw for that on my next video. Let's see. What else do I need to tell you? Not much else. I've done a little bit of canning, but not a lot since I was on here last. I've got several things ready to be canned. So I'll be working on that in the next week. I will continue working. I'm working on Cranberry Christmas. Who does that one? Is that hands-on design? No. I don't remember who the designer is on that one, but I'm almost through with it. Either tonight or tomorrow night I'll finish that one. And I probably am going to give that away on my next video along with the sulky threads. I'm not crazy about the sulky threads, I'll tell you that right up front. They're okay, but they feel like pearl cotton to me, and I've not really enjoyed stitching with them, so I'm not going to keep the threads. So that'll be a nice little package for someone. So stay tuned for that. And let me look at my notes. I think that's it. I think I've told you everything I know, which is not a whole lot, y'all. I've enjoyed staying home these last several months, and I hope I continue to enjoy it for the next several months. Arkansas's numbers are rising way too rapidly, unfortunately. I'm a big believer in masks, and if you're not, that's okay. You don't have to believe it just because I do. I did read yesterday that the governor said if people don't wear masks a whole lot more so that the numbers can go down, we may not be playing football or basketball this coming school year, and that's going to disappoint a lot of kids. A lot of kids. That'll mean no band, no choir. It'll mean all those kind of things. And so I will continue to wear mine. I did buy some new masks this week. I've been making them. But I ordered some from Amazon. They're made by Fruit of the Loom, and they're white, just like t-shirt fabric. They're white. They match my hair. And they're pretty comfortable. They don't have that thing that you fit over your nose, and they're maybe a little big for me right down here, but they're good coverage and they're comfortable. So if you're looking for masks, you might take a look at those. You have to buy 50 at a time, but I was okay with that. You know, I'll give some away, and they're washable. So I'll be passing them out to all my children and friends, because with 50, that's way more than Jerry and I need for sure. And I really think that's all I've got to say. I'm just rattling on because I do enjoy making these videos, even though I don't get to do it as often as I would like. I'm, still tending my little postage stamp size garden. Not much coming off of there right now. I have lots of tomatoes that are still green, but are beginning to get a little pink. My squash did not do well. I just got 3 or 4 squash and maybe 6 or 8 zucchinis. That was it. Gotten a couple of banana peppers. I have a bell pepper almost ready. I've gotten 3 or 4 cucumbers. So that I'm learning. It's time for me to replant some things, and I'm going to do that next week. But next year, or next summer, I will probably do both my raised beds all tomatoes because my tomatoes look really good. And then my buckets, I will probably do potatoes because my potatoes, I think, are going to be okay. I don't know. It's not time to dig them yet, so we'll see. But I'm thinking they're doing okay. And I have quite a few herbs that have done beautifully. My pineapple sage is gorgeous. I dehydrated some yesterday, which reminds me, I think I put that in the same bowl with the basil. That's not good. That's not good. I'm in the same jar. I have all my dried herbs in jars. Hope I didn't do that because I'm going to lose all of that if I did. That's okay. I have a whole lot more. I'll just do it again. I do have a dehydrator, and I've used that. I've done some squash and some zucchini and some tomatoes and some oranges. That's fun to do. But you can also dehydrate herbs if you put them on a cookie sheet, put them in your oven, turn the light on in the oven, and leave them for anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, and they will dehydrate. You just put them in jars, and they will last for a long time. That's my tip for the day. All right, y'all, that's all I've got. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend here in the United States. That's a big, big holiday. There'll be lots of fireworks and lots of boats out on the lake. But if you're not in the United States, I understand that in England, the hairdressers are going to get to open up on July the 4th. So I bet they'll have lots of folks going in to get haircuts after this long siege we've had. So y'all just have a good weekend. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.